Welcome to Communing with Divine, a podcast where I share my spiritual quest and the lessons and the insights that I've received from many divine beings and energies during meditation. I am your host, Meraki. Now, let's begin. Hello and welcome to episode 17. I'm so glad you're here. I was looking at some of the stats and it looks as if we've added to the listenership people in South America and the Middle East, and so you're all very welcome here, and I couldn't be happier than to have you. I just wanted to talk a little bit about some of the struggles that I sometimes have. That's part of the whole point of this is to share successes and struggles and insights and confusions and all those sort of things, so that we can all understand that we're in this together and that we all share very, very similar experiences. So there are times when I can realize and honor what I've been taught and the progress that I've made. But there are other times when it all just seems to fall apart and I feel as if I'm sliding backwards down a muddy hill after breathing the crisp, fresh air on the top of a mountain and observing the expanse and the beauty from this amazing height. I still have a lot of work to do, and I'm as human and as fallible as anyone else. And so some days I find myself down at the bottom of the hill, gazing up and wondering if I can ever climb back up there again. And I do. I do every time. And now that I'm actively doing this work every day, I have the benefit of having the whoopsie moments that I try to ignore pointed out to me without fail by the beings that I work with. They're kind about it, but they're direct about it as well, and I appreciate that. They help me to see what I may not be aware of, and they help me to correct and to heal it, to see it and to understand the effect it has had and can have. And clearly, this is a huge benefit, especially because when you're doing this type of work, you cannot allow anything to come up unaddressed or to allow things to fester. You must address them instantly, especially fear and ego, which seem to cause every problem. Everyone can allow this into their lives, this help, whether they do spiritual and energy work or whether their lives are focused on more grounded things like engineering or mechanics. I know I keep saying this, but I repeat it because it is truth. This is available to every person without exception. Just trust, believe, and ask. So, let's begin. October 16th, 2022. I'm speaking with Jesus now, and I'm saying that I don't feel as if I'm ready to share all of this, and I'm making a lot of excuses. He doesn't seem overly impressed, because this resistance that I'm showing and sharing with him, it comes from fear, which I'm still struggling with from time to time. Jesus says, "Enough. Do not disregard your abilities. This was given to you and is a part of you. It is a great gift. All gifts are magnificent gifts. You must appreciate and honor your gift. There is no need to hide from it. There is no need to hide it. Have you not done enough of this, child? Are you not yet ready?" So I admit that yes, I have done enough of this, and yes, I am ready. Jesus then says, "Then step into your gift. Embrace your gift. You are a seer. You do connect with the divine, with all of the divine. Do not fear the light perverted, but be aware of the light perverted. There is no room for fear in your life. Fear will expose you. Fear will make you vulnerable. Fear will cause you to succumb." As he says the word succumb, he shows me, in my mind's eye, a tidal wave that's crashing over me. Jesus continued, "There is no room for ego. Ego is born from fear. Ego is an illusion. Fear is an illusion. There is no place for these things in your life, in you. Be vigilant always, so that when fear arises, when ego awakes, you can face them immediately. This is more important than what you put into your mouth. Honor the temple that is your body. I should say here that I'm pretty health conscious in terms of what I eat and working out and things like that, and taking care of my body as sort of the temple of my true essence. And he's explaining to me that looking after my body's physical health is only a very small part of the meaning of that statement. Honor the temple that is your body. Jesus explains, honoring the temple that is the body means also honoring the energies that you allow to exist within your body and within your energetic fields. It does not matter what you eat or drink or exercise or how much you take care of the physical aspects of the body. If you allow the body to vibrate with low energies and the energetic bodies to vibrate with low energies, then you will never be well. You will never see truth. You will never connect with your soul. You become the light perverted, and only that which is the light perverted will speak to you, and you will follow it blindly because it will resonate with the same energy that lies within your physical body and your energetic bodies. This is the true meaning of what I have said to you. If you had a temple and you walked into the temple and people were singing and showing love and kindness to one another, how would this feel to you? I say I would feel like peace, love, safety, joy. I now find myself standing in a temple, and in the center of this temple I see a group of the most beautiful people. But Jesus is pointing to the corner, to one corner way in the back. And there in that corner there seems to be a person who's hunched over. No one's paying attention to this person. I don't think that they're ignoring him. I just don't think they've noticed him because he is in the shadows. This solitary person seems to be listening to the others in the group. As I said, there's a shadow where he is. The entire temple is bathed in light except for this one little corner. Jesus says, observe. This little person who's in the shadows is wearing a dark, dirty cloak. This person is watching the group and observing all of this love and joy and does not appear happy about it. I'm picking up like a jealousness and an anger at not being included. This person is not being excluded per se. The group just hasn't noticed him. Also, this person is not vibrating at the same level of the group that he's observing. Jesus advises me, do not comment, observe only. All right, I've been called out for adding my own commentary and for extrapolating, so I guess I'll just have to continue describing what I'm observing without my extrapolations. Someone has noticed this person in the corner, and now they're observing the person back. I get a sense of youth from this person who has noticed the one in the shadows. Of youth and of innocence from this young one in the temple who's observing this person who stands in the shadows. This young one begins to move towards the person in the shadows, and I want to shout out, no! But Jesus reiterates, observe only. Okay, so this person of innocence and youth goes over to the corner that is in shadow, to the person in the shadows. This young one is attempting to communicate, asking if the shadow person is okay, and asking if they would like to join the group. Suddenly, this figure in the shadows lashes out at the young one, lurching forward and pushing them violently away. The young one is shocked at this and doesn't seem to know what to do. The young one quickly turns from the shadow person and runs back towards the group. And I can see that something has changed within this young one. Something was transferred during this exchange from the shadow figure to this young one. Through this act, a small bit of the shadow has been transferred. I can see it clearly. The ones from the group are gathering around and trying to soothe the young one, but they are confused by what is happening. The young one is curled up on the floor, very distraught, and is rejecting their help, pushing their hands back as they reach to comfort him. and making painful and sad sounds that they've never heard before. You can see that this behavior is not known to them, to those in the group. As this is going on, I can see that the shadow within the young one has grown. A much larger area of shadow is present. The others don't give up. They now gather even more closely around the young one who is still distraught and carrying the shadow that grows within him. I can see that their concern and their shock over what has happened is increasing. And as these feelings increase, there is an observable effect on their vibrations that causes them to change. And as the vibration of the group is changing, the shadow is becoming larger and larger within the young one and is now transferring more quickly to the group. The shadow has spread and is growing larger within each of them. They seem to be succumbing to the shadow, and they're confused and they're afraid. And now they're huddled together and their fear is visible. Jesus asks me, "Do you understand?" And I reply that I do. Jesus continues, "This is what is meant. Remain vigilant and be aware of the vibrations that you hold and that which you surround yourself with. Together these things, along with the physical body, are the temple where the energy that is the spark of the divine, that is your soul, resides. If these energies remain untended, they gain strength and power. They are light twisted. They are the light perverted. Be vigilant, child." Jesus is going over to this person of the shadows who is squatting, bent over, and moving in an odd animalistic way, making grunting type noises. Jesus says, "Stand." And the shadow person stands immediately. He says, "Cast off this cloak, cast off this shadow, let your light shine forth." And instantly the shadow is gone, both within and around this person. And now I can see this person as they should be, as they truly are, and they're exquisitely beautiful and perfect. I'm understanding that no shadow can exist in the face of the purity of the divine, of the all. This is not a darkness versus light thing. This is shadow. It's different. It's a shadow that comes from the light perverted that I was taught about and shared with all of you a while ago. Now this healed person is going over to the group and hugging the others. And through this act, the others in the group are able to release the shadow that had infected them. I'm amazed that all of this happened so quickly. The infection of the shadow is gone, and now they all stand together as one group, perfect, and reflecting the truth of themselves and their origin. No shadow remains within them or within this temple. Jesus turns and looks at me and says, "This is your lesson for today." A little while after this experience, I realized that what Jesus showed me was my temple. This was a representation of me and what I am in truth, what we all are in truth. And I'm extremely humbled in learning this lesson. November the 3rd, 2022. I'm speaking with the Goddess Alethea. She says, truth is a delicate thing. She's explaining and showing me things about human beings. Truth does exist, and truth exists for all. But there are some people who want to own truth. They want truth to be theirs. They're covetous of it. And sometimes they want to control it because they're afraid of it. But these things dishonor truth and are not a reflection of its true purpose. Truth should never be hidden. Truth belongs to all and should be available to all, untouched, unchanged, and unsullied. Otherwise, it is not truth. Everything that is not truth, but presents itself as truth, comes from fear and from ego. And if it's not pure, then it is not truth. It is something that serves another. Truth serves no one. It exists in a state of independent purity. As a group, humans don't really understand what truth is. We often confuse truth with fact. Facts are not truth, even though facts may be true. Facts are about weights and measures, like determining and identifying characteristics of things or measuring distances, percentages, tallies, determining sameness and differences. Facts are analytical and measurable, and facts do not always apply to everyone or everything. Facts are often calculations, and they have their importance. They have their value here in this reality in our world. But while they have value and they may be true, they are not truth. Alethea says that as a species, we've come so far from truth and from understanding truth that we don't really know how to find our way back to it. Alethea states, faith is not truth. She says our filters have become so thick that we don't recognize truth when we see it. We don't even actually understand what it means. We have a long way to go to return to a place where we can recognize and understand truth. And she's explaining that purity is an important part of this. See, look. Alethea is pointing around, and she's pointing to various people who I won't identify. They believe they speak truth, do they? Or do they obfuscate truth? You know in your heart what you are feeling. You feel that these things are not truth. You know from within. Alethea is explaining and showing me through images what she wants me to understand, that truth is elusive, pure, and delicate. I'm seeing a flower that looks as if it's made of lace. It's so delicate and intricate and perfect. Alethea says, truth is very easily damaged through heavy-handedness and the machinations and struggle that come from resistance to it or a desire to hide or pervert it. Alethea is explaining that we come in knowing truth, but we very quickly have it overshadowed and replaced with the false imaginings of what truth is that are put upon us by other people, and that these false imaginings are really just opinions, misbeliefs, and facts mixed with fear and touched by ego. I'm telling Alethea that I understand what she's saying, and I concede that now that she's explained this, that I do not know truth. And it's very humbling and also very liberating to say this, to admit this. The goddess Alethea is smiling and nodding. She approves. She says, this is the beginning. The God Gnosis is speaking with me now. He's explaining that knowledge can lead to truth, but it is not the same thing. And usually the path of knowledge, which is so important to us, can blind people to truth. He says that very few people who seek the path of knowledge find truth. It is not usually their goal or their purpose. But he says that knowledge can be a pathway to truth. Self-knowledge, knowledge of others, knowledge of the past, knowledge of mathematics and of science. Knowledge should bring understanding and humility to those who walk this path. Knowledge should help us to break internal barriers down so that we can see truth standing in front of us in all of her beauty and purity. There are many forms of knowledge. Some are mystical, some are historical, some factual, and some are scientific. He's showing me many, many different types of knowledge. He asks, what is the most important knowledge? Honestly, I don't know the answer, but he's waiting for me to say something. So I say knowledge of self because it might lead to clarity that pulls back the curtain of separateness and allows us to enter and merge with the void. And through merging with the void comes a loss of self and complete oneness. And it is here that we can find truth. I don't know if I'm right, but Gnosis is smiling, and so I think he's pleased with my answer. but I don't know if it's correct, and he clearly has no intention of telling me. I'm speaking with the sages Balthasar and Melchior. They say, wisdom. Wisdom is the ability to see truth within knowledge. Without wisdom, you cannot find her. A glimpse of her, just a glimpse of her, brings deep understanding and opens the path. And then we know. And once we know truth, it can never be lost to us. The purity of truth is transformative. But truth is a quiet whisper. And people, I'm just going to explain here that they're now showing me people holding their hands over their ears. With time, in time. With time, in time. I guess that's hopeful. They seem to be saying that humans will eventually find truth. Well, let's hope. The sacred feminine and the sacred masculine are speaking to me now. They are standing side by side. The sacred masculine is explaining that they are two halves of the same whole. He says, how can people understand our delicate and yet powerful union if humans do not observe and honor our energies within themselves and within each other, within your world? The perversions of these energies is a part of the perversion of truth. The truth of our energies and the power of our union is extremely threatening to many, but it is part of truth. The more humans resist, the more they pervert, the further they slip from truth. Jesus is here now. He says, you are learning. You are learning. You will share this. What you learn, you will share. Those who wish to hear will listen. Those who wish to know will find you. It may be only one, but there is only one. Through one, he's showing me now connections spreading from one person to many. He says, do not discount the power of the one. Do not despair. You may never know the effects of what you share, but it is important and effects will occur. Mary Magdalene is speaking to me. She's asking, why is mysticism a path to truth? Why have people dedicated their lives to mysticism? Obviously, I don't know. She says, because it is a path and a tool. It is a way of living, a way of being that thins the internal filters that blind. If it is undertaken with a pure heart, if it is undertaken with pure intentions and dedication, humility, it is a path to truth. And those who gaze upon truth are transformed. She's telling me to trust myself, to trust them, to trust my guidance, that all is well and that I will understand more and more as time passes. She's advising me not to shut down or not to turn away from this quest, from this time of learning, from this time of sharing. And she says, for that which is within you that seeks this will wither. The unicorn is telling me to focus, or rather to follow the innocence that is a part of my vibration and that I connect to easily, because this will allow me to access purity that is part of the vibration that lies within me, well, within all of us, as often as I can. He seems to be saying that they coexist within my true vibration, and that if I can focus on this and follow them, the innocence, the purity, that I'll find the path to truth easier, even if it's not in this conscious awareness or existence. That doing what he's directing me to do will bring me a step closer to truth. I want to explain that when he said this to me, that I will find the path to truth easier, even if it's not in this conscious awareness or existence, he showed me me, existing in multiple dimensions, in multiple existences all at once, and that the information and the knowledge and the understanding and the growth that I gain here transfers to all, to some degree, and that my contribution to myself and my growth in this way would help me in every existence and every conscious awareness that I hold. And since we're all one, actually, it will help all of us, just as all of you help me. As you learn and grow, as you fail and succeed, all of these experiences come together because in truth, and in essence and in truth, we are one. I want to thank you all so much for being here today. I hope you will join me for the next episode. We have so many more episodes to go. But I just wanted to say thank you all again for being with me, and have an amazing day.